Hello guys, welcome to the Elementary Knowledge. Today we are going to talk about the food chain. A food chain is a chain of organisms or living things in a hierarchy starting from producers to final consumers and then decomposers. This is the pictorial representation of food chain. The food chain is composed of producers, primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers, final consumers, and then decomposers. Producers are the plants. They make their own food, but they are consumed by primary consumers. Then the primary consumers are consumed by secondary or tertiary consumers. And then finally the predators or the final consumers consumed all the consumers. And then the decomposers decompose the dead bodies of all the living organisms into soluble molecules that can be dissolved in soil. And the chain completes when the dissolved molecules or nutrients are used by plants to make their own food. The components of food chain: producers, primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers, apex, predator or final consumers, and decomposers make up the food chain. Producers. Producers are the first component of food chain. They comprise of plants and trees. They make their own food by the process called photosynthesis, and they are consumed by primary consumers or omnivores. Omnivores are the animals that can eat both plant and animals. The second level of the food chain is composed of primary consumers. They are the first consumers in food chain. They comprise of plants eating animals. Examples include grasshoppers, cows, goat, giraffe, hippopotamus, rhinoceros, and etc. They consume only plants as food. They, in return, are consumed by secondary consumers or apex predators. Now comes the secondary consumers. They are the second consumers in the food chain, or they are at the third level of food chain. They comprise of animals eating primary consumers. They are called carnivores. Carnivores are the animals that only eat meat or other animals. Well, they may include omnivores. And I've told you, omnivores are the animals that can eat both plants and animals. Examples include fox, dog, cat, and birds. Now comes the tertiary consumers. They are the third consumers in the food chain, and they lie at the fourth level of the food chain. They comprise of animals eating primary and secondary consumers. They may contain carnivores, meat eater, or omnivores that eat both plants and animals, while they may be consumed by apex predators. Examples include humans, crocodiles, sharks, whale, etc. One thing I want to clarify here, that one animal can play the role of both tertiary, primary, or apex predator in a food chain. Take the example of humans. When humans eat the plants, they are playing the role of primary consumers. When they eat the meat, they may play the role of secondary consumers. And well, they do not have any natural predators. That's why humans are the apex of the food chain. Now comes the apex predators. They are the top consumers. They eat primary, secondary, or tertiary consumers. They do not have any natural predator. They may include sometimes tertiary consumers like humans, whales, etc. The examples of apex predators include human, lion, cheetah, whale, crocodile, hawk, etc. The apex predators do not have any natural predator. Remember this. That's why they are at the top of the food chain. Now comes the decomposers. They are the final players of food chain. They decompose the bodies of animals and plants into soluble minerals and nutrients that can be dissolved in the soil. Finally, these nutrients are again used by plants, and here the chain completes. You have seen that the food chain starts from the plants and ends at the decomposers. The decomposers make the nutrients for the plants. Plants absorb these nutrients from the soil, make their own food, and they, the plants, are consumed by primary consumers. That's why the chain goes on. Well, the examples of decomposers include fungi, bacteria, earthworms, and other insects. Thank you guys for your listening and patience. Kindly share, subscribe, and like our videos. See you in the next one. Till then, take care and have a good time. Bye.